Good afternoon, my fellow aquarium scientists. I hope everybody's doing well. Sorry for the sudden live stream schedule. I was supposed to schedule it last night, but um, there was a cricket match last night. So me and my parents were watching that, and then I had stuff to do this morning. So, um, so we'll give a couple of moments for those that want to join us to trickle in, and then we'll begin. It's not gonna be a long live stream, just checking in some stuff I wanted to talk about, and if you guys have anything you want to talk about, we can do that. I do have to head out before 5 p.m. because I have a consultation with a client regarding aquarium installation and maintenance. So we'll see how that goes. But in the meantime, could do some hello highs. You have Shady Grady, how are you, my friend? Jenna P, welcome. Zen Ginger, welcome. Nathan Hovey, welcome. And Only Oscars, welcome. Hope you all are doing well this fine Sunday. Now, Only Oscars, I believe you were the one that, correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe you were the one that won the Fish Fam giveaway. Did you receive my package okay? Did everything come in okay? I would appreciate an update on that. Elder Stephen, welcome for stopping by. Hope you're doing well. So one of the main things I wanted to talk about, and I mean, doesn't really make sense talking about it since it happened like last month, but I've been off YouTube for a little bit now. On the 13th was the Jersey Shore Aquarium Society Swap Meet and Greet that I went to. If I already talked about this, I apologize, but because I don't remember if I went live after that event. But it went well. We had a good turnout, but because it was a first event, the first time they were doing this event, um, there wasn't that much of an attendance. But I was talking with some of the people that run the club, and we all agreed that if we continued hosting that event a bit more frequently throughout the year, then maybe we'll get more attendance as the word goes out. And because there was quite a lot of vendors there, I think, if I remember correctly, there were like maybe 13 vendors there. A lot of dry goods. I was the only one there that had a lot of plants and dry goods. Like I had a few people come up and they're like, "This is the only table that looks very professional," which was a very nice compliment. But there was also another person that brought fish in, and they were a majority of them were angels. There were also mollies. He also brought mollies and other things like that, and the angels were pretty nice. If I had space for them, I definitely would have gotten some angels because I have a very soft spot for freshwater angels. But it was nice. The point of the event was not necessarily to buy and sell, although it is part of it. But just like a get together for people to mingle and talk and get to know each other. Which me being a new member of that club, it was nice to be a part of that event because you have people coming up to you and saying hi, and I introduced myself to a few people because some people told me that I should, you know, about meetings and events and whatnot, and I would tell them that, oh, I just became a member, and they would light up and they're like, oh, welcome aboard. And um, so it was nice. I enjoyed myself. Uh, Perfect. Thank you for the update. Glad everything came to you okay. Shady is doing water changes but listening. No worries. Hello there, Matt. Thank you very much for stopping by. Got Fish Fam Link here. Hello. Got Alishan. Welcome. Hope you're doing I can't talk today. Hope you're doing okay. Alishan, I was trying to in the chat during Scotty's live stream last week. I was asking if you ever reached out to me to get because I believe you won the discount code from that one live stream that I did with the little quiz, and I don't remember if you reached out to get that discount code. Because in my notes I have that you were one of the winners, but correct me if I'm wrong. But um, if you were one of the winners and you didn't reach out to me, please reach out to me as soon as possible so I can get that discount code to you. Also, please let me know if you guys can hear me okay and see me okay. Should probably have asked that in the beginning. Excuse me. Hang on, guys. I'll be right back. Just gotta grab something. Okay, I'm back. Thank you, Jenna, for confirming that you can hear and see me. Hello there, Dixon Designs. Thank you very much for stopping by. Hope you're doing okay. Don't recall. I'll ask Scotty. Most likely, Scotty won't even know what you're talking about. It's okay. Just if you can just email me at prof.fishtanks@gmail.com. I will forward that discount code to you because I believe you did win the thing, but I don't recall you getting back to me. Sorry, I had to put a cough drop in my mouth. My throat's been acting up recently. So but yeah. So yeah, the swap meet went very well. It was only for a couple of hours. It started at like I want to say 7 o'clock, 7:30, and it went till like 9ish. There was no auction or anything. It was just a swap meet, and and it was good. I enjoyed it, and I look forward to the next one. Um, but that was the only event that I'm going to be vending at until the Keystone Clash. I am going to Reefapalooza, New York, in this month actually. Oh shoot, yeah, because it's June now. So yeah, so Reefapalooza is coming up. So I'm going to be there not as a vendor, but just just visiting. So pretty excited about that. I'm probably going to be going um, to Reefapalooza on the Sunday because Saturday I work and it's only 2 days. So it's most likely going to be the Sunday. But yeah. Me and Scotty were having a very extensive discussion about that at work. Um, I'm working on it. I am working on it. I have gotten a few back in stock requests. Yeah, I've got a few back in stock requests. So I'm gonna hopefully fulfill those. Um, if there's any plants you're interested in that are not in stock, specifically like Tropica, just hit that back in stock button, and um, I'll add the plant to the list to get it in. If hopefully Tropica has it in stock. Um, the problem is finances. I'm trying to save up money to order plants in, because it has been a struggle. But I'm working on it. I do apologize, guys. I go to both JSAS auctions. Next one is the week before the Clash, I think. Yeah, yeah. Unfortunately, I can't really go to the auctions because they happen on a Sunday, and it's during the school year, and I teach Sunday school, so I can't go to the auction. So I kind of rely on the fact that I'm kind of relying on them hosting more of the swap meets, because I think they want to do it during their actual meetings, which is on Mondays, which I currently have off work. So that works better for me. But their auctions do, from what I've heard, their auctions are very good. They get a lot of good turnout. I just haven't been able to go to one, just because it's during a Sunday. But there are two that I like. Ones are red. Cool. Yeah, I mean, just either shoot me an email or just hit the notify when back in stock request if it's out of stock, and I'll do my very best to get it in. Um, the problem is, one, just having the money to get in, because I'm losing more money than I make in order to stock up. So I get a lot of plants in, I get a decent variety in. Majority of them don't sell. Some of the plants just don't do well for me, and I have to toss them out. Um, this previous shipment of plants that I got in, majority of them were back in stock requests, and majority of the people who requested these plants and just never bothered to buy them. And so a lot of those plants I ended up just sitting in my tanks. Um, I just now was able to get, not all of them, but most of them sold when I went to um, JSAS, the swap meet, and then when we did the fish family giveaway. Which, by the way, for those of you who thank you for those of you who came to that live stream. It meant a lot, and I hope you enjoyed it. Um, but yeah, so because of those two events, I was able to get through not all of them, but most of them. So I have a lot of vacancy. So I'm currently working on getting a new shipment in, and so my goal is by the end of this month, um, to get another shipment of plants in, and then hopefully we'll do like a little unboxing on the Atlantic Aquarium's website. So look forward to that. Um, but yeah, thank you. I hope so. Just trying my best to keep the business running. Trying to think if there was anything else I wanted to talk about. Oh yes, so I am currently working on a few videos. Um, One is going to be like a little update on some of the tanks that I have set up that I made videos about a while ago, but just never updated about it. So I'm currently working on that video. Starting to work on videos for the macroalgae setup. Um, most of the stuff that was sponsored, like most of the stuff that was part of the list for the sponsorships, I've gotten in or is coming in. Um, but I'm notorious for when I'm setting up a project, I go way over my head and get a lot of other cool gadgets and whatnot. so, um, so I'm not gonna spoil it, but I will say that when I do bring or I mean, you guys are gonna see it in videos and whatnot, but when I do bring the macroalgae display to the Clash, you'll see some things that I got in to as part of the display. It's not going to be part of the giveaway, like you're not going to get it, but it's just a way for me to kind of have it on display for people to see and buy through the website if they want. I'm not going to be bringing those products with me to sell, but it's going to be there to display because at least one of the things that I want to get for the macroalgae setup, there's two reasons. One is it's a new product by one of the brands that I offer on my website, and so I want to kind of display it. And the second reason is it has a practical use to make the maintenance and the overall upkeep of the system a little easier for me, and and it will come in handy afterwards as well when I set up my own system, my own saltwater system, because I already have that stuff ready to go to install on the tanks. Um, I'll just get it in earlier than I would normally would, if that makes sense. I like the Lobelia cardinalis. Can you show it? Sure. Give me 1 second. Gotta grab my handy dandy towel because I'm kind of dressed fancy. I don't want to get wet. Now the plant's gonna look a little bit weird because I've had some issues with this tank, but they are coming around. Um, I had to kind of work on the lighting a little bit better, but they are doing a little bit better. But that's pretty much the Lobelia cardinalis there. Sorry, I'm kind of showing it weird, but it's like dripping water everywhere. But I hope you can kind of see it. The leaves are a little bit small, um, but they can get a little bit bigger than this. And but that's basically its underwater growth. Like the plants are completely accustomed to underwater growth now. And one of my if you do end up getting like the Lobelia cardinalis or any type of stem plant, one of my recommendations is to, because usually what happens is you get new underwater plant growth, and then the leaves that are towards the bottom, because they were from the immersed side, they'll tend to like start to die off in a sense. um and so I try my best to kind of prune them out. But what happens is also sometimes it makes the plant look a little bit, what's the word I'm looking for, leggy, like stemmy. um like towards the bottom it's like pretty stemmy, but towards the top it's like really luscious. So what I tend to do, and this is what I do if I get plants for my own personal tanks, is I'll just trim them off from the top, the healthier portions, and I'll just replant that, and the plant does perfectly fine. um but the lobelia has been doing okay, thankfully. It is a nice plant. I really like the texture that it gives if you plant it in like the foreground area, like a transitional plant. I have like how many do I have? One, two, three. I have like 4 pots of them. Hello there, Coral. Thank you very much for stopping by. I hope you're doing all right. Oh, chat jump. Sorry. Hello there, Homer. Hope you're doing well, my friend. Thank you for sharing the links in. I appreciate that. Listening in while swimming. How you doing, Silver? Hope you're doing all right. Enjoy the swim. I lost my male seahorse. Oh no. I love seahorses. They're my favorite. I lost my male seahorse and don't know why. It makes me, I'm assuming you're saying it makes me crazy. Corals are doing well, but not the seahorses. Are they feeding okay? Um, do they look healthy? Are they feeding actively? Um, are they when they're resting, are they not like laying down and kind of like, oh no, what happened? Um, did you test your water parameters? Did you check the food? Is the food okay? um, things like that. Is there too much flow? Do they look stressed? Things like that. Like, you know, those are things that I would do. Is my first instinct would be water testing and water change, um, and then actually investigating. Are the animals, are the fish eating okay? Are they active? Um, are they full? Like, are they healthy? Do I see any concave stomachs or anything like that? Um, another thing is like, how old are the seahorses? How long have I had them? Because they don't have that long of a lifespan. So um, it's a long lifespan, but you get what I mean. Um, but yeah, that does suck. You know, sorry for your loss. They feed in the morning. Only thing new is Aquaforest liquid food mysis. And have they been eating it well? Are they actively feeding? Are they, or have you noticed them not wanting to go? Another thing is because you mentioned coral. Um do you have coral in there that are seahorse safe? Um a great resource to know if a coral you're keeping a seahorse safe, for me at least, is Seahorse Savvy, because Seahorse Savvy sells corals that are okay to keep with seahorses. Because remember, corals sting; they're part of the same family as jellyfish, or sea jellies, I should say. And certain animals do better being around corals than others do, and seahorses are very sensitive. They tend to cling onto structures, um, which is why you need to be very careful that they're not clinging themselves to something that's gonna zap them. Um, I'm just throwing off things. If I witnessed, or if I saw this, or if something like this happened, what would I go through to kind of figure out what happened. There's a lot of things that could have gone wrong. Um, Sometimes you have a fish that's perfectly healthy, though one day, and then the next day it's like, you know it's gone. So it can be very frustrating. And aquatic medicine is just, it's a field in itself. and I just ordered a book that I just ordered a book on aquatic medicine from one of the co-authors is a professor at the Florida University tropical aquaculture lab. So pretty excited about that. Mhm. Zen asking the better questions. The thing with captive bred versus wild caught is at least not all species, but most species of seahorses that you're getting in or that local fish stores are also getting in are mostly captive bred. Um, I know my local aquarium store when they get seahorses in, they're actually getting seahorses in from Seahorse Savvy, which is cool. um, at least from what I saw on the tags. Um, but yeah, but yeah, one of the main key things is whenever something goes bad wrong in my tanks, an extensive water quality test. Actually, like maybe a few times throughout the year, I do a master test of my water using the ICP analysis master tests just to get a full profile of what's in my aquarium water. But just a general water quality test would work perfectly fine. Doing a bit of a water change, um, looking over, doing keeping an eye on the animals, making sure they're eating okay, recording actually, I'm a scientist, so I have a scientist mind, but actually recording down any strange behaviors or if I'm noticing fish are not feeding very well or aren't really going after the food very well. Um, it could be that you might want to figure out another way to feed them. um, Look at the ingredients of the food, what's in the food. um, Looking at your equipment, is the flow too strong? um, Looking at seeing if they're being harassed or bullied or stressed from other inhabitants. um, Things like that. It was like over 3 hours between just feeding, normal, swimming around, then die. Mine are captive bred, yellow, Hippocampus erectus. Okay. Yeah, if you just had them, yeah, if it, yeah, something's definitely going on. Hello there, Red Laser. Thank you very much for stopping by. Hope you're doing okay. But yeah, so that's most of the updates that I have for you. Um, if anybody else has any other questions or comments or concerns, um, I am at your assistance. If you guys are just coming in, the plan is to keep the live stream a little bit short. Don't really have much to talk about, on my end at least. Um, but you know, haven't been that active on YouTube lately, so I thought, let's just do like a little live stream just to know touch base with everybody. I was actually looking at um oh what's the brand called? Wio, WIO. Um because I plan on getting some of the stuff, some of their hardscape stuff for the tank that I'm going to be setting up for the anglers. But um, let's take a little visit. visit. Now I am a Wio retailer now. Um, I am able to get their stuff in, which is really cool. Uh, I got my female in a separate closure. In my big tank, it's still alive. She is a bit stressed now, but doesn't show symptoms now as it had in the other tank. Hey. So you moved your seahorse from its um main tank to a different tank, and now it's doing better in the main tank. So there's definitely something going on in the tank that it was in before that you might need to kind of do some investigating and try and figure out what's going on. Hopefully, you guys can see what I'm seeing. So this is their main website in the aquarium section. So what I was looking at, they've got some plants, which is cool. It's mostly the plants they have is mostly terrestrial, not necessarily aquatic. So like this was something that really caught my eye, which is really cool, and I can actually get in. Um, are these river kits? So the way that I think of Wio as like your one-stop shop for finding like some cool hardscape materials to create not necessarily a true biotope, but pretty close. And it's just like really cool. So like if you were somebody, I don't know, living in North America wanting to do a native biotope like a riverine type of a tank, like something like this, and get some, I don't know, get some rainbow shiners in there or whatever. I think would look really cool, and it's um, oh, I can't maximize it, but like if you look here, like this is what it would look like, and you can there's some plants in the back. You can plant like the Cypress helferi in there. I think that would look really cool. But it comes with it's basically a kit. So it comes with the substrate, the leaf litter, the rocks, pebbles. Um, there's Ty Streetman, who's very famous in the UK for his biotope setups, and he's currently, I believe, he's working on his book, which I pre-ordered, and the deadline's been pushed back so many times. I'm like, just I want my book, but it's pretty cool. Yeah, comes in a box like that, and these are all the different kits that comes with it. It's pretty cool. But you can also get the stuff like individual if you just don't want the kit. So They got biotope beds, they got sands, gravels, riverbeds. The riverbed is actually um, it's almost like they just grabbed stuff from like a river bed and just bagged it. So if you look here, it's got twigs, leaf litter, pebbles, rocks, shells, you know, some really cool stuff. Like I'm pretty impressed with these guys. Like look at that. How cool is that? Let me go back to chat. Woo, okay. Yeah. Just to get that water testing done and start from there. Hopefully something will show up. Hello, Life Lessons. Thank you very much for stopping by. Are you planning to use local macroalgae for the clash tanks, ulva, fucus, chandris, etc.? Um, Maybe. I know at least at least two species of macroalgae that I plan on putting in the setup is local. I'm not going to locally collect it. I'm going to be ordering it in from someplace, but um, the species is local to here. So yes, not all the species of macroalgae that are going to be in there is going to be from that, but for at least two are going to be. At least that's the plan. It's free fishing weekend, so I'll see you later. Enjoy. Thanks for stopping by. So yeah, that's riverbeds. You've got plant substrates. You've got enrichment, shelter, which I think is it's seashells. So like great for your shell dwellers. But it's like oceanic shells too. So it's cool. So you've got hardscape, which they've got a plethora of. They got nanorocks, nano boulders, stones, boulders, wood, arboretum, roots, cork, lichens. Excuse me. And then you've got the actual aquariums, which they've got a pretty decent size, like variety of sizes and whatnot. And they've got the Vista cubes, classics, which is like your rectangular tanks. You've got shallow, and then you've got super shallow, kind of like your bookshelf tanks. The shallow Vista shallows are great for if you want to do, shell dwellers too, because shell dwellers mostly stay on the bottom, so you don't need a lot of vertical height. They're all glass, low iron glass. There's nothing for tech, but I'm assuming it's probably like technology, like I don't know, lights, filters, maybe. But let's take a look at their plant stuff. But yeah, most of their plant stuff is terrestrial based, so for your terrariums, which is pretty cool. So let's look at tropical. What they got in tropical? Yep, so you can kind of see variegated spike moss, spring, polka dot plant, red polka dot plant. I just love how they name these plants. It's not the scientific name or anything like that, so it's kind of hard for you to tell what it is. Oh, sorry, I take that back. They do have it, so they have it right here. So this is Fittonia Verschaffeti White Star. So that means if I go to the polka dotty one, it should give me the scientific name then. Yep, right here. It's Hypoestis Philostachia red. Cool looking plant. Yeah, these are mostly all terrestrial, they're not aquatic. So great for your terrariums, vivariums, paludariums. Fern. Got some cool looking ferns. I wish I could get these plants in, but I can't right now. So the creeping is a lot of your ivies and vines. Great for your backdrop of your vivariums. Got some mosses, meadow spike moss, golden angel's tear, angel's tears, silver sparkle. Cool. Cool stuff. Cool stuff. Yeah, Mandy, Zen definitely loves her seahorses, and so do I. I've actually kept seahorses in labs before, and they're one of my favorite saltwater fish. So definitely down the line, I want to keep seahorses again, personally. But yeah, they are intermediate to advanced level. So my true recommendation would be, if you've never kept a saltwater tank before, to just keep like a easy to maintain saltwater system, get yourself accustomed to maintaining saltwater, and then from there move on to keeping some interesting saltwater fish like seahorses. Um, but yeah, I actually have a coworker who's in the same department as I am, and she has a 20-gallon tall. And at first, she wanted to do a saltwater system, and then I was like, okay, sure. I mean, I'll help you as much as you need help with, to make sure you do it right. And then later on, she was like, you know what? Maybe I'll just do a freshwater tank first, just so I can get a custom and get a grasp on aquatic husbandry and maintaining tanks and all that, and then I can then move to keeping saltwater, which I was definitely for. I was like, yeah, absolutely. Um, so she's been asking me questions about livestock and hardscapes and plan, because she wants to do a planet tank. Um, because she is planning on coming to the clash, which I'm pretty excited about. So I saw seahorses and sea dragons in person at the Waikiki Aquarium in 2007 on my honeymoon, and I've never been in love ever, and I've been in love ever since. Yeah. Yeah, sea dragons were like one of my I was like, I want sea dragons. But they are they really are not available in the hobby as of right now. Um, I do remember Seahorse Savvy getting sea dragons, leafy sea dragons, which when I heard, I was like, "You lucky stinker." but but yeah, they're found in the waters in the Pacific near Australia. So I know Kane's Marine is able to get them in for like public aquaria and things like that, which is cool. I believe certain public aquariums have been able to breed leafy sea dragons. I think Seahorse Savvy was even able to do it too. I don't remember. I might be wrong. Um, but I thought it was really cool. But but yeah. So if chat's pretty slow, which is okay. But if anybody else has any questions, comments, concerns about anything, I think we can say class dismissed. Those are not really easy to keep at all from what I heard, but they were just recently captive bred, so I think they're becoming a little more popular and easy to care for. Yeah, they leafy sea dragons are definitely advanced level. And you have to understand that even if they're being captive bred, yes, it's going to be a little bit more easier to care for, but they're still don't think that I've never, don't think that oh they're captive bred now, let me get them in now with you never having any experience with saltwater in general. Because remember, I've kept in the lab, I've kept wild wild caught seahorses that adapted very well to human care. They were taking prepared foods very readily. And even one of the males was at the time was carrying eggs, and we ended up having baby seahorses. Unfortunately, we didn't have the setup to care for them, but it was pretty cool. Um, but yeah, just because they are captive bred does not mean that they are easy category now. But it definitely helps for sure because they're right from the get go. They're accustomed to receiving prepared foods. They're accustomed to artificial water environments. Um, so definitely for sure, better, and it's better for the environment, of course. Um, but yeah, leafy sea dragons I've heard are very difficult to keep. They're very picky, even more pickier than their relatives, the regular seahorses. But they're gorgeous creatures. I might be able to have some before I die. Yeah, that's the plan for sure, Zen. Monterey Bay Aquarium has bred the weedy, not leafy sea dragons. Yeah, Monterey Bay just Monterey Bay Aquarium is just goals for any professional aquarist to work at, and scientists, I should say, aquarium scientists to work at. Um, but they're too far. um, but yeah, they were even able to they were able to successfully breed a lot of cool things. I believe they breed all of their cephalopods, their cuttlefish, everything in house. Their all of their jellyfish, including the sea jellies, including the ctenophores, the comb jellies, which are not true jellies. Um, yeah, yeah, they breed quite a lot of cool things. I'm going to do saltwater. Ooh, excuse me. I'm going to do a saltwater tank again, Professor. I did it. I did a saltwater tank in 2018 with Chromis, but my tank crashed due to feeding the Ocean Nutrition veggie flakes and pellets. They didn't like it. Really? That's interesting. Um, yeah, if they're not going for a food, you definitely want to kind of try different foods and keep them at a varied diet as well. So, um, you know, and you have to be very careful with how much you're feeding too, because the organic components of saltwater foods versus freshwater foods are a little bit different. Um, and water chemistry can go very wacko if you don't keep a track of. So if you're feeding a particular food and the fish are absolutely not going after it, don't keep feeding it. Just try something else. What I usually do, believe it or not, is especially with saltwater stuff, is I actually ask the the vendor, the local fish store or wherever I'm getting the fish from, what are you feeding them? And this is actually some good advice that a lot of advanced level hobbyists will say is when you are interested in a fish, ask one of the associates to feed the tank the fish is in, so that way you can see how it eats. Is it actively going after the food? Because that allows you to determine how healthy the fish is. And then on top of that, you to ask, what do you guys feed them to? Um, and then that way when you keep them in your system, um, they shouldn't have any issues with that. Now keep in mind when you're moving fish around and transferring them to a new home and yada yada yada, they're going to be very grumpy, they're going to not want to eat at all. So you have to be very wary of that as well. If you're just putting fish into a new tank or new established system, give them some time. If they don't readily eat food right off the bat, just give them a day or two. Um, to kind of settle in and then feed. And then they should start feeding after that as well. Um, but yeah, good luck with that. Um, you know, the saltwater world is a very good joy to keep, just as much as freshwater is. But yeah, so that's pretty much it. Um, yeah. If you've been waiting on plants for me to get some plants in, I'm gonna do my best to get them in by the end of this month. Um, it's just hard. It's just hard. Um, but yeah. Oh, hey there, Didi. How you doing? Didi, did you get the plants in? Okay, everything was okay in your shipment, in your order. So my tank crashed and water was cloudy and I lost all three chromis. Cloudy water. Yeah. So there was definitely some water quality issues there for sure. And also the your filtration, how you're filtering your saltwater system also matters quite a lot. Um, filtration coincides with your bioload. So if you have a decent amount of bioload and not a lot of good filtration going on, um, you're going to get water quality issues. Um, because remember, you're keeping what normally is in a very, 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 very large body of water with a lot of good, water circulation and flow and exchange and all that, and you're condensing it into a glass tank. So water changes, good filtration is very important. That's all right, Didi. I was just curious. I'm like Dan from Dan's Fish. I like to hear feedback from people who buy, especially live goods from me, just to make sure I'm packing them okay and they're getting to you okay. Um, but yeah, so That's pretty much it for today. I appreciate you guys for stopping by. Um, I have something for you. Is the address the plants come from the place I need to mail it? Yes. If it's the Burlington, New Jersey address, that's my address. Yes. Um, Now I'm nervous. I don't know what you got for me, but I appreciate you didn't have to, but that's very sweet of you, Didi. Thank you. But yeah, what's on the package from the sender is my address. Okay, so that's pretty much it. I appreciate you guys for stopping by. I'm still not doing regular live streaming. Just life. That's all I'm gonna say. That's all I'm gonna say. Life. Um, is preventing me from being a little act as active as I used to be. Um, but I'll be around here and there. Don't worry. But yeah, so I appreciate you guys for stopping by. I hope you learned something. Um, and with that being said, if you haven't hit the like button yet, please do so. It helps a lot. If you missed the live stream and you're watching the replay, hello. And thank you for watching the replay. Sorry you missed the live stream. Um, Make sure you hit that subscribe button so you don't miss another live stream, and hit that notification bell. And with that being said, make sure you take care of your fish, do your water changes, and I will see you guys next time. Take care.